Hello citizens, it's Southampton v Man City and this is the match preview, which we're going to jump straight into. Now, City are on a 12-game winning streak, of course. Last week we beat Chelsea 1-0 thanks to Kevin De Bruyne, a fantastic goal. Kevin's back to his best, if you ask me. He took the goal really well. Lovely ball by Cancelo after Rodri wins it in midfield. He slips it through to De Bruyne, who rides Kante's challenge like he's nothing and kills it past Kepa. Great goal. And of course that takes us 11 points clear at the top of the league. Now, we've got a good chance to extend that to 14. Southampton are not going to be an easy game, though. They're on the... Well, they've just lost 3-1 to Wolves last weekend. And before that, they were on a 5-game unbeaten run. So, you know, Southampton are not to be taken lightly. And, of course, we can't forget that earlier in the season, they drew 0-0 at the Etihad. It was a boring game. I mean, they time wasted. They didn't really play for a win. But they got the point, you know, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So we can't take anything for granted. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. You know, last season and the season 4 when they were going to be 8-0 and 9-0 by Leicester and United, I think them days are over. I think Hasenhüttl's got them playing well. They've got good players. You know, Che Adams, I think he's a good player. He's quick as well and he'll cause us a few problems. He might come off the bench in the second half to run out of defenders when they get a little bit tired. And of course, Ward-Prowse, who I absolutely love. Would he fit in the City team? Probably not. He'd probably take Gundogan's place on the bench. If he was going to take anyone's, but we can't give them any chances around the box. Anything 25, 30 yards out. Ward-Prowse free kick. I wouldn't bet against him, to be honest with you. So it's not going to be an easy game, but you know, after the Chelsea victory and the games against Brentford and Villa, where we grinded out wins, we didn't just grind out a point away from home, we grinded out victories. And I think away from home, we've been really strong this season. We beat Chelsea away, we drew Liverpool away, we should have won that game. You know, we beat United away, and they weren't just convincing wins, the Chelsea United games. They were dominated games. We battered them. Like they didn't have chances at all. And that's the one thing we've done well this season away from home. At home, we've struggled a little bit to do that. For some reason, we've been hit on the counter more times than I'd like. But away from home, we tend to control these matches really well. So, you know, we're in a good form. And of course, we're getting one match a week at the moment. You know, rather than getting 3 games a week, we're getting games every Saturday. So we're not playing midweek, and that's a big difference, I think, to the players, because we've got a huge squad anyway, and with Pep able to fully rotate, you know, we've handled these situations quite well over the Christmas period. So, you know, all in all, I'm super excited for the game. I think it could go well. Now, when I think about who I would play, you know, I can see Jesus coming in maybe. I'd like to see Jesus in there on the right-hand side. That would probably switch Sterling to the left. I don't think you can drop Sterling. You know, I was accused earlier in the week of being a little bit harsh on him, maybe not seeing it right, but I think against Chelsea, that was his best performance of the year. It probably was his best performance for 2 seasons, to be honest. When he was on the ball, he was aggressive. He ran at the defenders. You know, he was jinking in and out. He had some good step over moments as well. That's what we wanted to see from Sterling. That's what we like from him. But off the ball, I thought he was still a little bit hesitant, a little bit lazy. I thought he could have scored in the first half when I think it was Foden whips the ball across the box. And Sterling just didn't anticipate the cross, which is unlike him because he usually is running into that 6-yard box, but he just didn't do it that time. But the second half, I think he looked tired. You know, he's not played as much as he used to. And I think he did have COVID at one point as well, so we can let him off a little bit. So I'd like to see Jesus on the right, Sterling on the left. I think Foden in the middle makes sense to me as well. You know, he's got the energy. He doesn't seem to tire. He's just a quality player, isn't he? Midfield, how can you ever drop Bernardo? You can't. I mean, when he doesn't score, when he doesn't get the headlines, you know he's working hard. That Chelsea game, he was all over the pitch. He was putting in tackles. You know, he seems to be on the floor more than on his feet, sliding in and getting the ball. And the way he controls the ball, even when he's surrounded, is incredible for such a small guy. De Bruyne, you can't take him out. Like I said, I think De Bruyne's at his best now. I think this is the best we've actually seen him this season. He's playing incredible. I think his passing's there, his work rate's back. And of course, he took his goal really well against Chelsea. And I think that just summed him up now. So we got the best of De Bruyne again. Last week as well, I was a little bit surprised because he left Diaz out. I mean, who saw Diaz being left out against Chelsea, which was probably our biggest game of the season? But he did left them out and he put Stones in. And I tell you what, Stones and Laporte, they were very physical. They dominated the air. Lukaku didn't win a single aerial battle last week. Think about that. Lukaku, massive, you know, and £98 million striker. He didn't win a single aerial duel against Laporte or Stones. They did phenomenal last weekend against Chelsea. So, I mean, taking one of them out would be harsh, but how do you leave Diaz out? I mean, Diaz is our best centre half, isn't he? Isn't he? I think he is. Although I really like Laporte and Stones. To be honest, I like all three of them. So I don't know who's going to play at centre half. I'd expect Diaz to come back in, probably for Stones, but we'll see. Left hand side, I think Zinchenko's still out. I think Ake's returned into training, but I don't think he'll play him. I think he'll play Cancelo, and I think he'll play Walker at right. So that's probably going to be the team lineup. Of course, you're going to have Rodri in midfield as well as the anchor or defensive midfielder role. And again, you can't leave him out. I would say he'd put maybe Fernandinho in, maybe swap it about, but I don't think so. We've had a week off. It's an international break after this weekend, I think. There's no reason to not play your first team squad. And that's the team I think I'd go with. You know, it's high energy. They're going to be running a lot. And they're going to handle the Southampton counter-attack, which I'm pretty sure they're going to try and do on us. But yeah, I think that's the lineup for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't think Southampton are going to be an easy game. I really like Hassan Huttler as a manager. I think they've got some good quality players. I think he's got them playing really well. Even though they got beat by Wolves 3-1 last weekend, you know, they had some moments to score more goals there. And Ward-Prowse, like I said, just don't give them any free kicks around the box. Any free kicks. And if we do, put your money on there and then on Ward-Prowse scoring it. That's it. That's my match preview. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. As always, I really appreciate you being here. And make sure to like and subscribe to the video. I'd really appreciate that as well. And, you know, tell all your friends about it. Why not? I will be live tomorrow for the match. I'm going to do a live watch along. So feel free to join for that. I'd look forward to seeing you there. You know, let me know what you think of the game tomorrow. What your predictions are. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye.